one thing you always say is about reaching people where they are, and that could be at home at like midnight on a Friday night that they find, you know, they need this kind of support.
Yeah, and you just mentioned a couple of things there. Like we've been asked by one of our big clients to do a 1 minute refresh or restart or meditation, whatever you want to call it, for Zoom calls, because people are going from Zoom call to Zoom call, and they're like, you're getting off the phone at 2 minutes to 3, and you're saying, oh, I've 3 o'clock, and you're stressed, and it's constant, and it's draining. And even like being always on and watching for reaction, you're always like, even on calls, you can potter around. You don't have the mental load of the visual as well as everything. So video conferencing is great, but it has its challenges as well. As an example, as Elise said there, you need to meet, technology allows you to meet people where they're at. It's whether it's a meditation at night at 3 a.m. when you can't sleep, whether it's cooking something healthy for the kids, whether it's financial well-being when you're stressed on a Saturday morning and you're looking at balancing the books. Like, you need to be on access, you know what I mean? And that's why Google is so powerful, because it's searchable at all times, you know what I mean? And we're trying to live in that world about meeting people where they're at. And there's loads of organizations we worked with that had great resources before, but it was off your desktop, off your email, and that's not when people have time or mindset to engage with well-being. It has to be in their own terms for it to be truly effective, and that's where we're trying to meet them. Especially
in getting a trusted source. I mean, you don't know what you'll find online, and unless you have some kind of background or you're a bit savvy about the area, you're not always you don't know if you're talking to an expert online about meditation, or is this video any good? So I think employers can really be a trusted source for all that information, that, you know, you're actually getting really good support from like a real reputable source.
It's interesting that you mentioned Zoom fatigue, because like that's something that a lot of clients of ours have said to us, God, I've been on Zooms back to back, I'm absolutely drained. But what other people are noticing, that you're finishing your work day at maybe 5 or half 5, you're going straight downstairs to the kids, you're straight in, like there's no commute home, there's no dart home, Lewis, 45 minutes to yourself to check your messages, to catch up. So there's an awful lot going on. You're going from a very busy, maybe work from home day back into a work from home evening, and you might have a lot going on, and you can see how fatigue kicks in very quickly, and it's all linked.
Yeah, that decompression piece isn't there, you know, where you have your half an hour commute, and sometimes people love it. They listen to book, they read a book, or they listen to music. People give out about it in the morning maybe because of traffic, but sometimes on the way home it's nice. Now there's a balance with everything. Like, it's some days I love not having a commute and having to get in the car for an hour into town, you know what I mean? So there's a balance with everything, but it is difficult when you're always on all day long. So it's so important, even on relationship stuff with couples that are working hard, or families, understanding that there's going to be tension if you're always on, and giving each other space and time to do some social stuff, to go for a walk themselves, to just that you dovetail and work together. All of this stuff is such a new behavior that is challenging. So we're all learning in live, as they say. But there's a lot more ways to go, but we're trying to do our bit, I suppose.
Yeah, and I guess like when you've got an employer looking for that 1 minute reset for people to do, I mean, that's really positive, because if a Zoom call is a work call, then whoever's managing that, you know, they have a bit of power to do something for their team if they're the one organizing the call. I mean, do the 1 minute reset with everyone still on the call at the end. Say, right before we log off this call, let's all just take a minute, you know, turn off your video, you know, let's take that time to reset before you go into the next one. And like we said, revisit, do you need, I mean, video is a great way to connect with everyone, especially at the start, and see the faces. Now, look, that we're getting used to this, we know it might be a few more months before we're back in the office. Take a look at that schedule, look for the next few weeks ahead and what meetings you have in, and see if you can reorganize them just to suit everyone better, and make sure we don't get that kind of fatigue, because some people are even only starting their kind of work day in the evening after they get off all the calls, never mind, you know, the home life. And I guess the other thing we haven't mentioned is the people who actually are living maybe alone and don't actually, you know, you might be busy and distracted with kids, and then there's some people who actually are just living a very, very quiet life outside work at the moment. And I think supports for them and is just as important, you know, that dealing with that mental health challenge of feeling isolated socially as well as kind of in work and away from the office.
Because everybody's coming from a different background, they're coming from a different place, they're coming from a different level of dealing with stress pre-COVID.